Everybody possesses the ability to create something, even if you feel like you don't have any talent whatsoever. But everybody is equal because we use our mouth to create things. Let's find out what kind of world you're creating here on Choosing Your Future.
Life is not about you living in the past. It's not about you living in fear. It's about your dreams. It's about what you believe. Life is about you choosing your future.
Lessons for the future begin here.
Welcome to episode 015 of Choosing Your Future, and this topic is probably going to be my favorite topic of all. Out of all the things I've learned, that's humbled me the most is this very topic right here, the power of our words. And so this episode of 0115, Your Words, Creating Worlds, Affecting Futures. We're in part one of this, and I promise you, you're going to enjoy every bit of it. By the way, check out choosingyourfuture.org. A lot of stuff coming, a lot of new things happening. Going to see some video podcasts coming soon, and also check us out on Facebook and Twitter and Instagram. You can follow us there and find out what's going on. And if you like the episodes, share them. Also, give us a like, send us an email, let us know how it's helping you. I want to go ahead and get started because, like I said, this is probably one of my favorite topics to discuss. It's probably the most life-changing for me personally. And it's the issue of our words. And I don't think we really realize how much our words affect us, other people, and even affect the world around us. And when I say world, I mean actual things. And this is the whole topic of and concept of your words creating worlds affecting your future, because your words do affect your future. And so we're going to look at a lot of different things. We're going to look at this from a scientific point of view, from a philosophy point of a psychological point of view, a philosophy point of view, and of course, more importantly, a biblical point of view. But every day, science and psychologists and doctors, etc., they are proving that words have a powerful effect on our life. Words literally create worlds, whether we realize it or not. You might not agree with that, but I'm going to prove it to you. And here's how. Words shape your thoughts. Okay. You've heard this thing, what you hear is what you become. And that's a lot of truth to that, because you hear a lot of people say, I've struggled with this all my life because all I've heard when growing up was I was no good, or I was this, or I was, and so it shaped their thoughts of what they have eventually become. They cause us to feel emotions. Words cause us to feel emotions. When somebody tells you, I love you, you appreciate that. When they say, I hate you, you don't appreciate that. It stirs an emotion. And so words create thoughts. They create emotions. They create hurts. They make people happy. Words bring laughter. If you listen to a comedian, you know what I'm talking about. A good comedian anyway. Words can cause war. There's been more wars started over words. And they've also brought peace. Those same words have also brought peace. They bring change to our physical body, literally. Now, let me explain this. It's been said that positive words have a higher frequency level than negative words do. In other words, there's been some studies out there that say that words that are positive, like positive affirmation words, literally develop a higher frequency that causes us to have more energy, and negative words have lower frequency levels that affect us to the point we have no energy or negative energy. Now, this is scientifically proven. So everything emits some kind of sound or a frequency level. There's been, you can go to certain websites, and I've done this, and you can actually listen to planets and stars. They emit frequencies that create these sounds. There was a video that was floating around on social media. A lady was recording a sunflower, and it was actually emitting frequencies that sounded almost like a melody. And when you listen to these stars and these planets, they do the same thing. And you can research this yourself. And this has been proven that things, living things, produce frequencies. And what's interesting is we are doing the same thing, but we do it with words. And the impact of our words create certain frequency levels. They create frequency levels of high energy or low energy. And so let me give you a perfect example of this. When you start speaking positively to people, their whole energy itself changes. They get excited. They find themselves happy. But when you get around people, or you start speaking negatively to people, they start having this low energy, this low self-esteem, even, if you will. And if you get in contact with people that speak positively about life, what does that make you want to be towards life? Positive. If you listen to the news media all the time, and that's all you fill your ears with, man, it'll weigh on you. And you become negative about everything going on in the world. You find nothing positive. But if you hang around positive people, you start finding a lot of positivity in the world. Your whole focus, your whole view changes. What is that? That's frequencies affecting us. Because basically you are a walking, living frequency. And you're making sounds. And they're either high energy sounds or low energy sounds with your words. Your words have great impact. As a matter of fact, the Bible even says, and we're going to get into a lot of scriptures that even proves what science is saying, that death and life are in the power of the tongue, and those who love it eat the fruits thereof. So even in you, life and death is in the power of your words. That's a pretty powerful statement. We're speaking life every day, or we're speaking death into our own lives and into the lives of others. And that's why I say we are creating worlds. I think it's fair to ask, what kind of world are you creating with your words to your spouses, to your children, to your coworkers, to yourself, about your future, about everything in you? What kind of words are you speaking over your life? And so what we're finding out is everything emits some kind of sound and or frequency, like I said, planets, stars, and even plants. But here's what's interesting. When a person gossips, now I would say that's negative words, your body starts releasing a hormone called cortisol, which is a stress hormone that affects the immune system. It also affects white blood cells. It increases the chance for infection, and even been proven, ironically, to promote weight gain. Now, this is crazy, because who would have thought that just gossiping about people would affect us chemically? That's interesting. But there's a lot of data on this right now, and you can research it. But what's crazy is when you speak negative, and what is gossip? Gossip is speaking negatively against somebody. It's repeating something that you don't know to be true, or something you've heard to be true. And in some cases, it's in some religions, it's even considered as a form of murder. You're murdering somebody emotionally because of the fact you're spreading something about somebody that you don't know it's true. It's secondhand information. You don't know for a fact it's true. And what is that doing? Your words are creating an atmosphere of negativity about somebody, and you don't think it's hurting anybody, but actually what it's doing, it's hurting you, because whenever we start relaying something verbally that is not true, that is considered gossip, it's actually releasing. Your body knows the difference. Whether you think you know the difference, your body knows the difference on the inside, and it's releasing a chemical, a hormone, the cortisol hormone, and it's causing stress and it's causing adverse reactions. That's why we need to be careful what we say about people. That's why we need to watch what we say about people. Don't gossip against people. And if you notice when you start gossiping with somebody, it really starts messing with you. It starts messing with other people. And it starts causing this negative energy to come into the room. Especially if you're not a gossiper and you've walked in on people gossiping, you automatically know, okay, something's different in the room. You know, there's reasons why the Bible speaks so strongly about gossiping. Because not only is it considered wrong as a sin, but it's and I'm going to get into this later, how gossip actually hurts three people. It hurts the person listening, hurts the person speaking, and it hurts the person that we're actually talking about. Okay? And I'm going to get into a lot of that even deeper in some other episodes. But what I want you to understand is negative speech, something that's negative, something that's not truthful, is not only harming the other person that you're talking about or harming people that's listening, it's also harming you because it's releasing chemicals in you that can have adverse effects on you. Complaining affects the brain, they're finding out. And studies have shown that during a conversation, we complain once every minute. Think about that. In an average conversation, we complain once every minute. That's crazy. And most of us don't even know we're complaining, but we are. And it's having such an effect on us emotionally, mentally, and physically. And we don't even know it. And before you know it, we are constant complainers. And we don't even realize the adverse effect that it's having on us and how it's affecting our world and our future. That's what's crazy. And I think that's why the Bible says whatever things are true, whatever things are just, whatever things are praiseworthy, whatever things are of good report, meditate, think on these things. Why? Because what we start to think is what we start to say. Because like I said, words create images. They create images in our mind, and then the next thing you know, we begin to say these things. The next thing you know, we have this world that we created. I don't know about you, but I know for me personally, I've said some things I would love to take back because it created a world that I didn't like. And sometimes we think an apology is good enough and it'll destroy the world that we created with words. But you know what? Sometimes it takes a while for an apology to kick in. Sometimes it takes a while for somebody to actually receive that apology because the words that were spoken have created something in us or have created something in them that hurt them tremendously. And it created this world of hurt. And that's why it's so important that you and I, and again, we're going to get into this, the Bible talks about guarding our mouth. Put a guard over our mouth. Why? Because the most powerful thing you possess is your words. You are a creator, in a sense. God is established. And do you realize, and we're going to talk about this too, do you realize that the one thing that makes you like God is the ability to speak things? Now, I'm a firm believer in God, and I believe in Genesis where he spoke the world into existence. And the great thing about it is you have this same ability. He gave you this ability to speak things into existence. What are you speaking over your life? What are you speaking into others? What are you speaking about your children? What are you saying? It's affecting your future, and you're creating a world. Whether you realize it, you're creating a world that's going to affect so many people down the line. Don't let your average conversation be with complaining. Let your average conversation be full of thanksgiving and praise, not only about other people and about yourself, but towards God. Hey, we'll see you next time on Choosing Your Future.
Thank you for listening to the Choosing Your Future podcast. For more information, please visit choosingyourfuture.org. That's choosingyourfuture.org.